Good morning, good morning, good morning. Disclaimer: the content presented on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. All opinions expressed are solely those of the presenter and are based on publicly available information. Investing and trading involve risk, including the potential loss of principal. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. All right, guys, back for another episode of False Move Monday. And it's all about the liquidity right about now. We got some pumpy price action over the weekend holiday weekend, and I wouldn't call it a false move, but definitely required less liquidity to move the market. So in that process, I continued to engage in hedging against my long bet by taking shorts. I am in this current short position here at the moment after popping into the 786. I did take a small little loss right here because again, I was hedging against my long bet. And so it was a small before we got here actually. It was right about um I think it was right about in here. I started to take a small little hit once this candle broke through here. Started to take a small little hit. Very, 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 very small because I was hedged. And so I dropped it and I entered in right here. I just wanted to make sure that we were actually gonna get there too, and we did. We got there. So I've already TP'd twice on this, move right here to the downside. Daily time frame looks toppy. Keeping it real with you, daily time frame looks a little bit toppy. I have some signals in the daily time frame that are very similar to, other moments in time, for Bitcoin at those highs. I can go ahead and show you what the, short position look like, and I did get stopped out of my, this is the short. So this is the current short position from here. Um, I did, get stopped out of my long position as I kept adding to my long every time we got a pullback because we weren't changing structure. And so on this actual drop right here, I got stopped out. I did re-enter. I re-entered because it was bullish divergence right here. So I know a lot of people probably looked at this and they thought shoulder, head, shoulder. Not me. Because I'm so used to well, for one, my criteria for a head and shoulder, it didn't confirm anything here on this 15-minute time frame would be the bear div. Didn't have any bear div over here. We actually had chain broke broke up to like 80 something or something. Yeah, somewhere over here. So I didn't well, yeah, you do have the bear div. I think no. No, 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 no. We didn't get the bear deal. We did get a swing fail right here though. But no bearish divergence was here, but we did have bullish divergence here. So I ended up taking that long position right here for that reason. Let's see if I can't. Mm, Let me see how that's gonna show up because, like I said, I tried my best to capitalize. That's a nice little low right here. See that? See that imbalance? That's a nice little low right there. Um, I did my best to capitalize on, I ended up taking the long right here because of the bullish divergence. So you can see that right here. I took this long up and then I started to short again to hedge. But we started to push beyond. I thought that maybe we would, SFP right in here, which, you don't wanna you don't wanna just limit into anything. I actually didn't limit, I marked it in, and I felt okay with it, like, taking a little bit of a hit on the way up, and then all of a sudden I changed my mind. I was like, "Ah, screw that." Then that's when I, was like, "Okay." I did take some profit out of that loan, there, and, it minimized the hit, um, for here, so and again, I recovered that already anyway with this little short, but pretty smooth weekend, I would say, pretty smooth, pretty smooth. About 33,000 of, shorts got liquidated right in here, so it was an interesting time to take the short. Same thing for any of these, positions you see in here. It was because of the liquidations that made it a good time to take a short position. But nice little pop right here for Bitcoin. Nice little pop right here. I can see the momentum is actually trying to turn up on the 15-minute time frame. I don't really see any liquidations happening though. No strong, long liquidations being met here. But nonetheless, it's a nice imbalance. It's a nice imbalance right through there. Nice imbalance for that pop up. I actually wanna I will consider where, hmm. Yeah, that's a good entry. That was a good entry. That was a decent entry right there. That was a decent entry right there. I'm just looking at the 15 and the 1 hour time frame. Pretty good entry right there. Still not breaking, structure, still not changing market structure. I wanna see this low right here get, wanna see a closure below this low here. So that's pretty good right there for, sort of a long entry there. Could it start to fade a little bit? It could. It could come back up to about right in here. See how we got a little bit of a rejection right there as well. It could come back up into here and then start to stall out a little bit. Like I said, the daily time frame doesn't suggest that I should be looking for longs, not up here anyway. Maybe right in here is okay, but up in here, it doesn't suggest that I should be looking for longs. But that was a pretty decent entry, long entry right there. I mean, even like I said, even if it stalls out somewhere, right around these 2 points right here, even if it stalls out somewhere right in there, I mean, you really don't know, it could continue up and come back up here. It could wanna do that, so it could end up being a runner, but for me, any long position, any long entry I take, it will be something that, I'm gonna use as a scalp. I'll leave a little runner for just in case. Same thing I'm doing with my shorts at this time, but that's not bad. I like that. I actually really like it. 1 hour is gonna need to hold this anyway, because if 1 hour doesn't, then, there could be a chance that the, MACD starts to roll over a little bit here on the 1 hour time frame. Let me drop this VWAP. Excuse me. Mm. Yeah, higher low in price action, lower low on momentum. So a little bit of a hidden bullish divergence in here. Just more of a sell the rally kinda thing. So on a pump up, you'd be looking to sell it. Um, was putting in some bear divs across here over the weekend, as you can see. You see the lower highs in here, putting in bearish divergence in here. We never even made it up to this point here. But again, I'm lower low on momentum, higher low on price action is the hidden bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence right here. Same thing goes for the 4-hour time frame. We're putting in bearish divergence on the highs. So you can see right here, bear div here on the high to look for the short entry. Same situation here, lower low on momentum, higher low on price action, hidden bullish divergence at the moment. Um, and we're somewhere above I can go ahead and drop this now. The next one is going to be here. Um, it still looks pretty decent on the 4-hour time frame, but again, it's the daily that gives me pause for concern. So still look pretty decent here on the 4-hour, but the daily does give me cause for concern. Okay, momentum looks like it could start to roll over on the daily. Not in a bad way, but I can tell you exactly what we need to hold. That's going to be a back test. Let me take this away. For the 4-hour time frame, it would be about 62.3. Let me take that away from me over here. So here, if we were to come back down, you see where this VWAP is at. This is where we were looking to short. That was the first short right there, and it was at the ask wall that I had on my chart, um, which it played out, not fully, but more than half of that position did fill in. But on any pullback, be looking for that 61.37. I just said 62.3 off of that 4-hour time frame. Uh, Want to see that hold. We're probably somewhere positioned around the point of control, which I'm not really using the point of control as opposed to that VWAP. Uh, Let me see if I have that in here. Yeah. So your position right now around this point of control right here. But again, I just prefer the VWAP. I just prefer the VWAP. Um, and as long as price action, in my opinion, respects this VWAP and the back test of where we got the breakout above this mother bar, then I would say that the daily might make one more attempt up. But aside from that, the daily time frame is potentially looking to curve down. It hasn't flipped just yet, but it is potentially looking to curve down. Um, Let me see if I even have that in my chart. Yep, I do. I do. I do. I do. So right in here, you can see where we're at on momentum right here. I'm just doing some referencing. I'm gonna delete this stuff. So right in here, you can see where we're at on momentum. Let me turn my magnet off. It might be trying to. You can see where we're at on momentum there. A little bit of a bear dip, as you can see. against the side that is a bearish divergence. Same situation. Same situation at right here at this side with the bear dip. Same situation there. Um, this is going to be a little bit different with the bullish divergence down there. We don't have that yet on this daily time frame, but that's very similar to that second run over there. So a little bit high on momentum right in here, and that was following behind the bullish dips that kept dropping price action up right there. Um, I don't wanna go back too far, I just wanna keep it as early as possible, but just comparing these 2 right here, you can see the bearish divergence, at play. You can even see the bearish divergence at play here on the RSI as well. So bear diving against these points in here. But as long as price can hold, at least until we do start to flip colors, we're still holding. You see that blue, that nice dark blue color right there? Um, as long as we're above this VWAP, then, nothing has really changed as long as we're above that VWAP in my opinion, which means we could potentially, I don't know how likely this is, but we could still potentially look to take out this liquidity right here. But I am short. I need to be adding to the long position while I'm talking about it. It look cute. It looks cute. I need to add a long position. You can see our channel that we did breakdown from. So a little bit of a small little bit of a rejection right there as well. That's pretty decent though. That's pretty decent. I'm gonna give it a second. Um, see if I can't get in here better. Because if this keeps pushing up, then we will have a, unless it accelerates up here really fast, we will end up having a little bit of a bear div right there for some sort of a rejection. Um, and then an entry could come in from, since I was running my mouth, talking about how cute it was and not doing anything about it. It happens. I gave you an update on Zcash over the weekend. All I let you know was that I went ahead and decided to take my little money. I decided to take my little bit of money, but it did finish out. We pulled this initially, the loan was just into here. On Friday, we pulled it up to this resistance zone right in here. Then you can see how it started to wick right in here. As we started to get this pullback right here back into where the initial loan was supposed to have capped at, I went ahead and decided to close out, but it finished playing out the rest of that position for anybody who did decide to hold it. I'm interested in re-entering on it. It looks like it could be okay to do so right here. I just wanna wait. I just want something better, so I don't care if it takes me a couple of days before I even get to come back into Zcash. I'm gonna wait on it, right now, but, I mean, you can see the imbalance in here. So, it's a mean reversion, which means it can, and you can already see it right here off of this 4-hour time frame, that reaction from that mean reversion. So bounce, I'm just not willing to do it right now. And that's just a personal preference. I'm just not willing to do it right now. I need a little bit something more. I need a little bit more something in here for Zcash for me to even get interested and want to take another loan. So I want to see some loans get liquidated, and then I'll take an entry. Hyperliquid. Um, it's another one. We saw this on Friday, this little break take place right here on Friday, and it got a nice pushed up double topping like Bitcoin right now. Still looks pretty good on the 4-hour. All 4-hour time frames look pretty decent. I don't have any problems with these 4-hour time frames. It's just the dailies for me that are starting to get a little bit heated. But no problems with these 4-hour time frames at all. Um, think I initially had this on the 1 hour, which is why that looks that way. Yeah, so you can see how these shorts have not been playing out very well. You can get something out of them, but they haven't been playing out very well. This looks pretty decent right here. I actually bounced off the low of the support level in here also. So I don't have any problems with these 4 hours. I don't have a problem with this 1 hour either. No problems with this 1 hour either. Yeah, just reset in here. So could momentum is curving up at the moment. I can't speak to how shaky it's gonna be going up, but we do have some well, actually take that off, but, uh, it could be rocky trying to come up, but it looks good. It looks good. In my opinion, it looks good. I haven't really been looking at too much, more here. I think I had the V's in here at one point, which sadness. I told you guys, the V's, if I'd have had the patience for it, if I'd have had the patience for it, um, I think the V's is gonna get all the way back down into here. It's a strong chance, like, it's not no overnight move, but I think V's come all the way down here. This looks choppy. This portion does look choppy, but it doesn't mean it can't be choppy all the way down. Doesn't mean it can't be choppy all the way down. See, these was one, and see how Aave is holding up. I think I gotta put Aave on another screen, another panel, I'm sorry, another panel, really tell you how Aave is doing. Yeah, I have to put Aave on another panel. Besides Aave, there was, what's that thing, Sin? I guess Arthur Hayes isn't doing it any justice. No justice whatsoever. Just stick with my 2 babies, Zach and Hype. I'm just gonna stick with those. Bitcoin. I wanna get into this. I just need a little bit of a pullback on that candle. Might not get it. Not right there. Uh, mm. It's a lot to think about. Um, Imma go ahead and delete these ask walls. This was the original short idea on Friday. Was this one right here, and like I said, you can see it didn't play out. And I think I even had it draw it down here a little bit lower before compacting it, and it still didn't play out. So, Imma go ahead and get rid of these. Don't need them anymore. Just another higher low. Just another higher low. Let's see how Tether, and Tether did come into a bounce zone right here. See this trend line right here? That was really helpful. Uh, this trend line right here is really helpful. And of course, our midpoint through here, we've seen price action react before. So it's pretty decent on the 4 hour Tether. Uh, that was where it initially had tried and it failed and it um, came back up last night, back test, and I'm gonna see how it does. It's coming into some sort of resistance point right here for USDT dominant. So again, 4 hour for Bitcoin is still kind of decent, rather decent. 4 hours for Bitcoin still rather decent. That was a long setup for SpaceX on Friday. You can see how it started. It almost got stopped out. It just actually broke it today or around 4 a.m. this morning, whenever it started. It just started to decently break it from Friday because you would have had to deal with after it got that breakup, that drawdown, if you'd have held it, which again didn't stop it out. So that was decent. One that didn't play out was this riot because I did look at this for Lauren, and it started to push on Friday, and then it rejected. It actually, let's see, it's right here, I think, because I was looking at it on a 15-minute. Or was it a 1 hour? 1 hour, yeah, I was looking at it on a 1 hour, and it came up and it rejected the trend line. I thought that it had a chance, given the bullish divergence in here, to get up there, but it did not break momentum either. So, we was watching this trend line through here, and you can see as it comes up, puts in the bear dip, and it rejects there instead of breaking there. So, it ended up rejecting there at that trend line. Looks like it just broke it this morning, but the other time frames don't look too good for it. I think it was somewhere in here I was saying it would probably be a better entry. That was the beginning of my analysis looking at the higher time frame, was that, an entry down here around that 21, and then it was another entry that was a lot lower. I added some grounds in here, so I don't know. I went back and I did some analysis on it, and I worked in, weekly ranges for it just to see where this actual support could come in at on here. But what I did in here on these pivots is I ended up adding, let me just take away these first 3, and let me see if that clears it up and puts me where, yeah. So I think, it was, yeah, initially I was saying that picking it up somewhere around here right here was gonna be, potential retracement for it, and then I zoomed out to the lower time frame, which was this 1 hour, and it was like, you know what? You got a little squeeze in here with some bullish divs, so maybe it can get a bounce up, but it's straight up rejected. Uh, then I added a couple of other notes in here on it. Um, but this doesn't look too good. I want to throw that out there. Let me check SPY, not crude oil. I'm just waiting on, hold on. That's how my pivot's off. Let me put this on the 4 hour and then to unlock my pivots. Not quite hitting that pivot there, but that was one that we were looking at in case it did at some point decide it was gonna break back in, and it did. I don't need to drag the rest of them out because I don't have one below here, um, for oil. It's been bear diving, as you can see. It's been bear diving. So, rejection, rejection. Still waiting on this, just randomly speaking, to see if I can't get a bear div on Bitcoin on the 15-minute for it to pull back a little bit for me to jump in on that long. Um, maybe this time with oil, perhaps this time if it does get a boost up, it can invalidate, some bearish divergence and the bull div could start to play out in SPY. Let me see what's happening with SPY. I don't think it's really a good reason for me other than somebody that trades, SPY for me to really look at it at this point because it does nothing for Bitcoin price action at this point. Um, nothing at all. Bitcoin is not trying to let me in. Dang. Um, SPY still holding up. I'm trying my best to be patient here. I'm starting to lose my patience. I don't want to FOMO. Hmm. Seriously trying my best not to FOMO. Any FOMO. Uh, mm, all I can do is go make those sounds, that's it. That's all I can do is make those sounds right now because I shoulda just I don't know, I don't know. But to the upside, um, aside from the short term, resistance that could come in, maybe it will reject and let me get in on a higher low from in here. I really hate that I procrastinated with wanting to take that entry, um, 'cause I just didn't wanna yeah, either way it goes, it looks like I'm getting in late either way it goes. On this daily, right? On this daily time frame right here, let's take a look back over here at this. Again, like I said, as long as it's above this VWAP right here, even though it does look like there's some exhaustion, you do have bear dips here on the daily time frame, and I'm still gonna continue to look to short this daily and look to short the daily. Um, right here on the fixed range, you can see how we just skated by from touching that value area high right here. So there's still that value area high here. That could be a point where, at least this first bit of bearish divergence could be invalidated, potentially, if that were to happen. It would have to close above this line, the value area high would have to close above it in order to invalidate it. So if it wicks it, then you just still have the same result as the bear did. But again, I'm just gonna continue to look short. Um, I believe that a lot of the move over the weekend was just based on the low liquidity. And short is just gonna be the proper move to make. I just like the hedge right now. I really would just like the hedge right now. So that's pretty much where that next short entry is coming in at for me too. Let me see according to this chart right here, 64. Actually, I can tell that it's this 64, 300. That's, that's where this short is coming in at right here, 64, 300. It's my next area of interest if I get stopped out of this short. FOMO, the no FOMO pill is working. It's working. Some sort of a mean rejection. Let's see what my mean is at. Yeah, a little bit of a mean rejection. It still looks good. That's why I wanted to answer it. Not really. It really isn't. It's the same candle. It's really not what I want to enter in on. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that if it gives it to me. Yeah, if it were to give it to me, then I could do that. I'm not gonna set this for greed. I can make this so you can see it. Just apply the defaults. Mm. And they may wanna consolidate us until market opens also, so just bear that in mind. Um, these past I mean, past several months, maybe, or weeks, market hasn't really moved a whole lot until the, traditional markets open. So, it could be one of those events, boring events of sideways. Alright, here comes that test. Mm. No FOMO. No FOMO. Be closer to an invalidation. That is too far away from an invalidation. Don't you worry, Bitcoin. I will not be rushing in. Uh, I do want to see it hold here. If we can get the move down into here. If we don't, I'm still not FOMOing in. Uh, I just want to be as close to getting invalidated if it's wrong as possible. 'Cause this is the order block for now. Where we got that initial bounce from. It's a little order block for now. Oh boy. You definitely don't want to hodl if it can't hold itself up. You definitely don't want to hodl. You want to be stopped out. I've seen so many people in on other streams and comments where they're not setting their stop losses. Like take the freaking L, man. Take the L. It sucks taking an L, but if you take the L, at least you have capital to win your money back at some point. Like, you reassess the situation. Just patiently just reassess the situation. And then you have another chance to take another probability. The market is humbling, very freaking humbling. I know that. I have an arrogance about myself as well when it comes to this trading stuff, but or analysis. Get humbled real quick. Take an L. Take the L. Bitcoin just chilling, just chilling. I haven't looked to see how strategy is doing. See some stuff starting to pull back a little bit here in the market. Let me check on strategy. Damn, damn. We're back up there at it, people. We're back up here at that 105. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Yeah, Bitcoin did not want to come to that golden pocket. That's fine by me. We're back. We're back up here at the 105. Remember the 105 was what we was looking for. That's a very important level for strategy. Very important level for strategy. The 105 is. We're back up here at the 105, seeing a little bit of a rejection off of our 105 up here, but nonetheless, I sort of kinda wish that I'd have jumped back in strategy on this pullback, which I did not do. I sold right here. Um, we just so happened to catch it that morning, unbeknownst to us what was going on with the filing and all that good stuff, or whatever, the stop selling or whatever took place. Um, gap fill was maybe it didn't. We're back up here at this 105, which is I hope it doesn't flip into resistance. It's gonna have some bearish divs. Gonna have some bear div. We know price action ain't nowhere near this high. It's gonna have some bear div up here. Both Strat and Bitcoin have been running pretty decently. That's nice. $382.50 retracement. Maybe. $1.618. Huh. 'That could be some initial resistance for MSTI. Mm, mm. There's only about 3.81 million loans liquidated right there. Not a lot. Nothing that you can really see. You see cash is liquidating a little bit more loans than Bitcoin right now. Even though it's not dropping aggressively, it still is liquidating a little bit more loans than Bitcoin. Let's see how some other stuff is doing. Ethereum. Very slight bear div. Very slight. Can be invalidated if Ethereum. It's not bad, so it can't easily be invalidated. You can barely see that slope. Barely. Let's see if I'm about to get that entry. Check one more thing. I think this is what we looked at on Solana over Friday. I can tell you better. If I switch my chart. Yeah, that's what we looked at for Solana. Was the sweep. The sweep for this high. Um, it is kind of underperforming Bitcoin right now. Sweep of that high. We did get that sweep, that mother bar right there. Then that rejection followed. I know that we were looking for something like that. This was two shorts that we were looking at. This one did not get triggered because it was set here for the point of control, so it didn't get triggered. No, we were looking for that. And then if we got past that, then we're looking at the VWAP. And Ethereum, we want to see it get back above trend line. Did I have anything in here? No, didn't put anything else in here. But we do want to get back above trend line. That's the first time we closed below it. So we do want to get back above it. It's showing as a rejection right now, unfortunately. Let me slide this out. I'm gonna flip back over here to Bitcoin. Get back above here, then that's good. I already like the fact that it is above the low right here, but really want to see it get back above this trend line. Really want to see that. We can talk business if we can get above it, back test it, make sure it's holding. But I like this if you were somebody that didn't catch that VWAP entry. I'm not in any Ethereum positions. None. None. We do have some 48 short liquidations sitting. Actually, they're below here. We do have some 48 short liquidations sitting below here. 48 loans liquidated below here. Turn my head for a second. Just turn my head for a second. That's all I did. And looked like we tapped it. I'm not sure. No, we didn't tap, but I don't know. Did we tap it below 62,783.46. So not quite. Uh, maybe it don't matter. So, a few dollars off doesn't always make a difference. A few dollars off don't always matter. Yeah. These are those moments where I have to determine if I wanna be petty or not. I decided to not be petty, but, yeah, I decided to not be petty over a few dollars. Yeah, actually, it wasn't even a few dollars, it was a little change. It wasn't even it was a little change. That was it. 'Cause that's 33, and then that was 46. So it did 62,783. Uh, it just didn't do 62,783.33. That's the difference. That's the difference. A little change. But I didn't actually grab it until about right there. So I was trying to look at something else, uh, fix something else on the chart. So I didn't actually grab the long entry until right there. So I missed that part right there. We'll see how we do though. Well, I am in it. I just want you to know. Um, I'm not gonna be super petty. It needs to hold that anyway, and so now we're facing a little bit of resistance through here again. You know, you got a little bit of resistance right through here. Um, I'm hedging, so I don't have a problem with it coming back. I might actually add a little bit something extra if it were to. You know, a lot of people are very particular about front running the golden pocket. I mean, yeah, like I said, it was what basically what 13 cents, ran about like 13 cents, but that's me right there. And like I said, I didn't actually grab it until something like this. Yeah, somewhere right about right there. we don't make it, we have to look at some liquidity. Yeah, that's some 48 leverage. I'm gonna set my stop to break even on the loan. You probably shouldn't do that, um, but yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably shoulda gave myself some room. Um, I'm gonna leave it like that, though. Just tap into the mean again. So 1 hour is also tapping into the mean reversion. But again, 1 hour still looks pretty nice in my opinion. 1 hour from where it's bouncing from looks pretty decent. It's on the verge of MACD crossing below 0, but it's holding there, so that's why it really needed to hold there. Uh, Come on, Bitcoin. I don't have but a few minutes, less than 30 minutes left on my stream. So I hope it does a little bit something more. Need to see if we got any data this morning, anything that could impact markets this week. Do have ISM, PMI, 9:45 and 10 a.m. We have final services PMI at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we have at 10 a.m. ISM services PMI. So just something to be aware of. Whatever your time zone is, do that. Got this right here. Having a hard time getting past that mean right now. Uh, a mean reversion is always a good place to take a little TP. It hasn't moved enough for me to want to take some TP at all. Not given the position size is small. So little rejection. A little rejection. Yeah, I'm gonna move my stop from break even. I think I'm a little bit too tight. I'm not gonna move it too much further down. Just back right into there. That was low. At least do that. Yeah, at least do that. We do have a, MACD cross on the 1-hour time frame that is below 0 line, but it's not harsh right now. Hopefully, it doesn't turn harsh, but, I can see it. It's barely there. You can see it, from not that you can see it from here. Uh, Actually, it's not below it anymore. Yeah. Nope, I don't need to use that ribbon. My bad. Go with this one. So you can tell it a lot better now. See how it grayed out right there? It's slightly below 0 line, slightly below 0. Nothing major. Got slightly below 0 right here too, before we broke that structure. Don't have the structure here. Not right now, but it could come. It could come. So, like right here we had uh-oh, I don't have my magnets on. Let me do it like this. We have a flaggy situation right there. We don't have anything right here, but, you could cause it to a sharp reaction. That little small little swoop that it got below it could cause it to be sharp swing. Could. Sometimes it constitutes a squeeze. I know it missed just by 13 cents. I don't wanna feel like I'm cheating or anything like that. I am in this position. I just need to put it where it actually, um, recognizes it. I'm sorry. So I just put that little extra 13 cents on that. If you don't like it, then I can take the little dang on 13 cents off. It really does just need to hold the trend line. That's about it. Because it is, again, still doing that little mean rejection thing right here, a little mean rejection. So if it comes in, we do wanna see it hold, right around the, um, 0.65 in that trend line right there. If it does, like, if it does come in any deeper. All we're basically trying to confirm today is if that weekend move was the start of a new trend. The extra stuff that we did over the weekend was at the start of a new trend, or are we gonna break down more? Again, that second short position, long position is gonna be down here below this liquidity right here. I set it 10 percent off of the liquidity being taken down here because you do have 40x leverage sitting right down in here. Then of course you have, hold on, let me see how it lined up with that. I didn't check that. Not bad. And just so you can see, I know I'm getting ready to go. It's 7:54. It's about 8 o'clock. I appreciate you coming by to hang out with your girl down to Crypto TA. You can follow me on Insta down to Crypto TA, just so you can see what I'm talking about right here. You see these orange bars right here? These are going to be your 40x leverage below this one right here, which is not as aggressive. You can see that this one here is not as much as this one right here, which is this low right here that I was referring to, where I put that low entry 10% off at that low right there. So do have that leverage right in here, and these lows right here. If anything, we haven't really been taking out a lot of liquidity to the downside. We haven't actually broken any structure. So you can see right here, this little smaller bar, a little yellow bar right there. See that little smaller yellow bar right there off of this drop right here. Didn't take out much. Most of the liquidity has been coming from the the short being stopped out. So nice short entry there, good short entry there, good short entry here as well. Didn't give you a whole lot to work with, not a lot of loans. So you're looking for, you want to see something more like this right here or this right here. Anything like this right here as far as the short liquidation. So I meant long liquidation. So something more like those bars right there. This is fairly scratching the surface right here. But if we get into those 48 shorts right here, then it gets get a little bounce in here uh, more aggressively. Some fuel for the Bitcoin price. Just letting you know that as I'm about to vacate the stream, so you have something to at least go off of. So even if you don't do like the 10 off like I did, I would still look at these two lows right in here. Then we can see if I'm gonna change the color. At some point, honestly though, let me put this in the 1 hour real quick. Like all of this just kind of iffy. This whole chop suey thing. Let me put it in 4 hours so we can see it even better. So this chop suey right here from the weekend. This was the start of Friday. Go back to the 15-minute. Yeah. So that was the start of Friday. And then we go back. See? Look at that. Golden pocket. Hot dang. I got stopped out. I got stopped out, which is good. Good thing gotta have the stop loss in place, man. You gotta have the stop loss in place. So taking this liquidity right in here. Let's actually move that long entry because it 40x that 40x 40x liquidations might can go down to this one right here, 62,211, to be honest. I mean, I would not limit in. I would look for that reaction on it, see if that can work. But I did get stopped out, and I will share that with you. I should have left my stop at break even as I think about it, but mm, I tried to give myself a little extra just in case. Just in case. You can see right there where I got stopped out. All right, people. I wish you the best of luck today. But those 40x leverage is sitting down here at these lows. Meantime, the short is paying me out. So I'm happy to be in this short. Happy to be in this short. All right, on to the next. It's coming down a lot faster right now. Good Lord. I hate to leave you like this. Jeez, I really hate to leave you like this. Okay, we just took out that. Let me just check and see what we're looking like. Still no major, nothing major yet. I don't see anything major yet. So chilling. I don't see anything major yet. Still chilling. Nothing major yet showing up. Still chilling. Still chilling. I had just said could probably put it right here. Could probably put it right here, but I still don't see anything major just yet. See how we do when we dance around right here. Let's see how we do dancing around right here. I'm gonna take a few dollars more off of my position. Actually, I'm a little bit too late. It's not where I wanted it at. Cancel. Took that liquidity in it. I mean, it doesn't show like it's any huge liquidations though, because it was the weekend garbage. The weekend garbage. So still sitting on hands before I do anything right here. Still sitting on hands. We got next. This is on a 1 hour that I'm looking at. So it's like 60,007. 60,007. Maybe we coming all the way back down to here. That's what I was gonna say. Like all of that weekend stuff that we did. Actually, the weekend starts right here. The weekend starts right through here. And remember, this was the area we were looking at price to hold um, the weekend on Thursday when I last streamed on Thursday. That was when I last streamed on Thursday. Yeah. So I don't see anything yet. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting into that liquidity right now. We're getting into that liquidity right now. Maybe a little something. Maybe a little something. We're getting into it right now. Yeah, you can see it right here. And I gotta go. I really gotta go. You can see it right here. We're getting into it now. See that? We're getting into it now. All right, 786 incoming. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's get it. 60,000, 60,007, all the way down to 60,000. Honestly, I mean, we're getting into the loan liquidity now, though. So could start to consolidate through here. No need to rush. But definitely getting into it now. I don't even know why they're still sitting up there. We'll move it down, wait on this reaction. And all of that weekend starts right here. All that weekend liquidity. Come here, you. All of that weekend. Had to know gonna have to pay for that weekend move. God dang. Had to know we was gonna have to pay for that weekend move. Big liquidation, big liquidation, big liquidation. That's 786 right there. Just gonna title this. I don't know. I don't know. 35.25 million loans liquidate loan liquidation. 35.25 million loan liquidation. Dang, it flew right through here. It didn't have it right here. It looked like it did on that thing, but it didn't. Again, 60,000, 76,000. 6,000, 76,000. Could hold right here though for a little while. Could hold right here for a little while. Anyway, I gotta go. Sorry. Uh, yeah. Oof. Big wipeout. Big wipeout. Somebody came back mad from 4th of July. Big wipeout. That put me up 58% on the short. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. All right, I look forward to seeing you in the morning. We'll see. We'll see how we do. We might be able to dance right here a little bit since we did wipe out a lot of liquidity. We might be able to dance right here a little bit. I would still look out for all that weekend liquidity to be taken at some point potentially here because of the bear deals. Because only because of the bear deals. But aside from that, 4 hour. Let me go back and look at that 4 hour again. Uh, 4 hour. Still looking for that bounce to come in right through here. Yeah, might not be a big bounce. Still looking for some sort of consolidation right through here with all of that liquidity being taken. I'm not saying that markets can't be irrational because they can be irrational. It could choose to just want to continue wiping out more liquidity, but it was a decent chunk over 35 mil of loan liquidation right here. So it could chop a little bit and then go for a small little bounce in here and then potentially continuation to the downside for that weekend, the rest of that weekend liquidity. So definitely if you wanted to take a short, I would wait for a small, see how price consolidates. If it starts to put in a bear flag off of that huge move right there, I mean that's just straight to the downside. So if it starts to put in some sort of a bear flag, then consider taking the short. We are at just around about VWAP right now, also just around about VWAP and the back test here that we were talking about earlier, the back test and the VWAP. I don't like the fact that it is slightly below the VWAP, but I mean, you have to give it some grace, right? You have to give it some room, some flexible room. So that is about what we're doing right now. That's gone. Yes. Ugh. But that's where we're at. Right. Yeah. Aw. Let's see if we can't slow down a little bit. All right. Love and peace.